about learning about innovation, innovated with our powders. Yeah.
And you can too. Ready to go? All right. We are back with the last show. It's been a lot of fun the last couple days with this kind of special edition of the SVK network show here at the Restaurants Canada show. We are here with Trendi. And I gotta be honest, we just had Shucker Pat on, and that was a lot of fun. But after looking at what you guys have set up, I'm very excited. So we have Christine here, Mariam, who kind of just got. What did you guys say? You stole her to?
Yeah, we just met 2 days ago.
Yeah, because she's basically innovating with some of the the powders and the flavors that they have here. So we're gonna get to see a little demo of that. And we also have Alex here from Trendi. So maybe we want to let everybody know who you guys are and what you're doing.
Absolutely. First off, thank you for having us, because we love talking about Trendi and talking about the mission and what we're doing. So I'm Christine Couvelier, and I'm the president of Trendi. And by training, I'm an executive chef for over 40 years. And I'm a global culinary trendologist. So I think about the future of food. And thinking about that along my culinary journey has led me to Trendi. And at Trendi, we're all about rescuing otherwise wasted fruits or vegetables at their source and feeding people.
Yeah.
And as a chef, that's in my heart. That's what we love to do. We know that we grow enough food in the world, but we can't feed everyone in the world. And that also is something that chefs shouldn't do. Chefs want to feed everyone.
Well, you remember the old red herring, right? There's, it's like, well, there's poor, there's kids starving in Africa. Well, you guys are actually trying to address that problem, or we might have food here. You're actually able to rescue this food and make it more sustainable.
Exactly.
Cool.
So imagine being a farmer and growing your tomatoes, but they're not all perfect at the end, and they might not meet the grocery store spec. They might be a little dented. They might not look like they belong in a Chanel boutique, but there's nothing wrong with the flavor or the vitamins or the nutrients of that product. Yet you may not be able to sell it, and you might have to put it in landfill. So you're not making money as a farmer. So Trendi has innovated with a solution for the future. And we know food waste is really important right now. And food waste is neither a trend nor a fad. Food waste has to be addressed now. The United Nations Sustainable Development Goal number 2 says end poverty. Well, let's use the food we have to end poverty. We know a lot of major food manufacturers have stated that they want to halve their food waste by 2025 to 2030. Well, that time is now to make that happen. So Trendi is all about change and change for the future. But we embrace the whole industry, and the support we have felt and the enthusiasm we have felt coast to coast in Canada and around the globe is really wonderful. We know we're doing the right thing.
Yeah, and we were talking before, it was like, when I grew up, I learned there was 3 R's of recycling. It was the reduce, reuse, recycle, and now we have rescue, so we have that 4th one. Maybe you can talk about some of the products that we have here and what we're going to be tasting today.
Absolutely, I will. So as we get in contact with the farmer, we take the otherwise wasted fruits and vegetables and we put them through our Trendi processing units, which is a blended technology. Depending what the output is going to be used for, we could freeze dry it for the maximum amount of nutrients and vitamins. We could spray dry it or drum dry it if it's going to be used for different end purposes. But we don't add anything. Whatever goes in, comes out. No additives, no preservatives in the powders, no anti-caking. So for instance, in taking that tomato that we were talking about, if you're a tomato sauce manufacturer, you're shipping tomatoes across the country. You're shipping weight, you're shipping water, and it's perishable. Now imagine being able to ship tomato powder instead of it. So we can take any of the commodities, fruits or vegetables, and turn it into that powder. Much less expensive to ship. It's shelf stable. You can use it straight away. You don't
just add water when you get there.
Well, you can rehydrate or put it as an ingredient in any of innovations in manufacturing or chef's innovations. When we think about mocktails, cocktails,
You've got
savory,
a
sweet,
powder.
Exactly. And I have to tell you, with these powders and purees, we'll stick on the tomato powder for now. When you look at the tomato powder, it's a vibrant red. When you smell it, the aroma is incredible. And when you taste the tomato powder, it's like you're standing in Nona's garden. Absolutely. So it's encouraging to be able to use them. So chefs thinking about it for food service applications is wonderful. Manufacturers using a portion of their recipe and replacing it with powder can use that rescued title. So it continues along. It's really important.
And you're not saving half tomatoes. You're just using exactly what you need, right?
We can also fraction any commodity. So we can put through the skin, the pulp, the seed, the stems, and they all can have different uses at the end.
That's very cool. Very cool.
I'm with Alex Nasinovich, who is part of our product team at Trendi. Alex is a wonderful chef as well. So, Alex, can you describe to us some of the ingredients in our blends and what we have today? Because we want you to taste, because it's all about taste, taste, taste.
Well, that's right. And I mean, one thing that you talked about, you guys have the technology to process this, and that's something that I guess was missing before that you've innovated on. And the ability to not have to leverage, like lean on salts or fats, nitrates, and things like that. You can basically, like I said, any different form that you want. And that's, you said, that's all your technology?
Exactly. So we process it. And then we are the bridge to selling it to manufacturers, to selling it to food service operators, to use those powders or purees. We talk a lot about what's possible around Trendi, because anything's possible. These ingredients, these rescued ingredients, can be used in anything, any day part, morning, noon, and night, sweet and savory. Cocktails and mocktails, ice creams, cakes, breads, overnight oats, marinades. Unbelievable.
Amazing. All right, Alex, tell us, what are we looking at here?
Yeah, so actually this is really what I get to do. I get to have a lot of fun at Trendi, and like Christine said, the saying what's possible, it's pretty much my top of my to-do list every day.
Try to knock out one impossible thing every day.
Yeah. Or discover something that's possible.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So we have 4 blends. We have 4 blends that Christine's created at Trendi. We have our Berry Breeze. In your right hand, it's a mix of strawberry, blackberry, raspberry, our Strawburst, which is strawberry, banana, orange beets. We've got our Groovy Guava powder, which is a mix of soursop, guava, papaya, lemon, and turmeric.
Yeah.
And then our Mango Tango, mango, banana, apple, passion fruit.
So I love that it's also just like, it's not just like a straight mango, it's a straight banana. It's like you guys have also then done the taste testing to figure out, and this is a new form, right? So like what flavors gel best in these forms? Very cool.
Exactly. Certainly we can do single commodities as well, but these are examples of what's possible.
Yeah,
absolutely. And so what we did for you today was we actually made 3 smoothies for you, and then 1 iced tea. So starting with closest to us, we have our Berry Breeze smoothie, which was just our our powder, water, and ice blended. So it's, like you said, just rehydrated.
Yeah.
Smooth, nice, thick smoothie.
Let's try the Berry Breeze.
Let's do it. Cheers.
Cheers.
Delicious.
Isn't it great?
It's just like a blended smoothie. Yeah.
Exactly. Vibrant, aromatic, tasty.
And the next one in line?
The next one is an iced tea, actually.
Oh, yeah.
So I took green tea, steeped green tea this morning, and then blended in our Mango Tango powder. Now, all of our blends have no added sugar. There's no shelf-stable ingredients that are added to it. So this tea, my palate actually leans towards preferring bitter and unsweetened drinks, but this one's been solely sweetened with just the Mango Tango powder. So you're still going to get some of that earthiness from the green tea. It's not going to be overly sweet from any added sugar or anything, or syrups or anything like that. This is just green tea and Mango Tango powder.
So taste this one and tell me, I imagine this being a solution to a manufacturer who wants to make a product. This is a solution for a chef or a food service operator to say, we don't have a lot of room in back of the house. We don't have a lot of prep time. Here it is, and you can make it into your own. You can add alcohol, you can leave it as a mocktail, you can do whatever you'd like with this.
Well, this is delicious. And I think one of the things that frustrates me almost when I go to some more chain like coffee and smoothie places is you ask them for their iced tea, and it's just, you have to go to your way to say, don't put any sugar in it. So basically it's sugar syrup on top of this tea that I wanted. I would much rather have a little bit of mango powder on there, because this I can drink. Normally I just have just a straight iced tea, because otherwise it's just too sugary.
Exactly. Yeah. But no sugar added in that one. What's up next, Chef?
Lovely.
So next up we have our 2 remaining flavors, our Strawburst. Again, we did two smoothies to show you where we started. This one is the strawberry, banana, orange, beets. Strawberries here. The last one will be our Groovy Guava, but then on the topic of what's possible and innovation, we brought Maria with us today because she wowed us on Monday night at a George Brown fundraiser.
We were so lucky to be there. One of the things we work on at Trendi is a food waste challenge with culinary colleges across the country. To be able to say, here's our powders and purees to the culinary students and the beverage students. No rules. tell us what's possible in your mind with these powders and purees. So we had a great night the other night at George Brown because all the students put up tasting stations to raise money for an Anita Stewart scholarship at George Brown, which is really important. And Mariam was the star, and so we borrowed her for today.
Well, thank you for coming. We're very lucky to have you here, and I'm actually very excited. I know you've got something. So this was the dish that wowed everybody, right?
Yeah. So this was one of 4 canapes that I did. This is the dessert one, and I have all the powders in every aspect of the dessert. I got the groovy guava in the cone, the mango tango in the ice cream, which is vegan. The whole dessert's vegan. Mango tango in the coulis, and then the berry breeze in the mochi garnish. Yeah. So it's like you can do anything really with the powders.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Are we ready for the demo? Are we doing this now?
We're gonna start making it now.
These were all delicious. By the way.
That's good. So they're going to bring that over when we're ready.
Awesome.
Absolutely. You like that one too?
Oh, this might be my favorite. I mean, the tea is amazing, but with the smoothies, I'd say like I love this one. Second favorite, third favorite.
It's incredible. So think about it from a bar program. We have chefs who want to have it in their slushie machines for the summer because you could add it at alcohol or non-alcoholic. It's incredible. Can you see what they're doing in their demo?
Yeah, I got that. That's very cool.
So she was making liquid nitrogen ice cream.
Liquid nitrogen ice cream. So it's essentially, all right, so they have like okay, now I see what they're doing. I'm assuming there's like a cream in there with some of your powders, and now they're just freezing it as like
exactly,
instantly.
and then they're going to serve it to you. It's very cool. It's really important that we talk to the next generation of culinary professionals because we know we're starting this change. We're not going to finish it, but we really are encouraged by them thinking about the future and thinking about food waste as they enter the industry.
It's so great to hear too. As you just said, it's like I mean, you're a company, you want to make profit, but there's some altruism in there as well, where you're on a mission. Because let's be honest, this is not the easiest path to profit, right?
But it's the easiest path to solve the food waste issue that we have to solve.
Absolutely.
If we can't solve it, we're not going to be able to feed everyone going forward.
Yep. I mean, there's a lot of great innovative technology that that we've even seen at the RC show of like the different forms of protein, the different forms of like saving waste. Anything else you see at the show that's kind of wowed you, that's kind of along the same vein?
Some real innovation in the ice cream category, I think, this year.
Yeah.
Certainly, I
Get
had a
some time
great
for
oat
summer?
milk ice cream. Yes,
Oh,
exactly.
right.
And it was really flavorful. It was full of protein. I loved that.
Cool.
Speaking along the rescue line, there was a wonderful booth that had an innovation where they were taking the mushroom stems. After a shiitake mushroom, the stem is tossed away.
Yeah.
That's food waste. And they turned it into little sliders, which was full of fiber and full of flavor, almost meaty instead of mushroomy. So that really wowed me too. It was nice to be here at RC because it was also the place that we got to choose the next candidate to represent Canada at the Bocuse d'Or Championship. And today we chose the new Canadian team for the World Pastry Championships in 2 years.
Oh, wow.
So it's really great when we all come together as an industry and talk about the future of food.
Yeah, and it's also great because it becomes a platform for young chefs, right? Whether there's they're running numerous contests.
Yes.
I mean, you guys ran a contest recently that allowed someone to experiment, and I mean, I think that's so great that they have so much, freedom to get creative. Because I mean, you put them into the same program that we all went through or whatever, then you're not going to get as much innovation.
That's right. Exactly.
Tell me about these little things too, because I know my parents love those little like apple sauces and things like that,
Right.
and these tubes. So you guys are doing the same thing.
Well, this is just our sample.
Okay.
So for a food service operator or a manufacturer, they come in larger packages.
Yeah.
This is just our sample so we can give people a taste and see what happens.
And so what are people doing with these types of blends then in the restaurant?
So these blends, like the Mango Tango, it's
Yeah.
amazing. If you take Mango Tango and a can of coconut milk and marinate your chicken breast and put it on the barbecue,
Right.
it will change your life in the summer. It's extraordinary. People are using it in smoothies. People are using it in sauces.
Yeah.
People are using it as marinades and dressings and drizzles.
Your
And
classic
certainly-
pork and apple type pairings,
Totally,
Yeah.
exactly. But then when you think of the powder, you could take the groovy guava powder and you could use it in a rub. You could rub it on a pork, you could rub it on a chicken, you could put it on roasted vegetables, put it
Yeah.
in overnight oats. It's the what's possible of whatever happens. You could also take this powder and put a little bit in some water and it becomes an enhanced water. A little bit more,
Yeah.
it becomes juice-like, and a little more, it becomes smoothie-like. So again, that kind of flexibility in manufacturing and in the restaurant world really provides a solution.
I love that. I mean, personally, I actually do a lot of iced tea at home. I grew up a Minute Maid kid. There was
Did
always
you?
Minute Maid in the fridge, so I just got used to that, and it was just I love that we couldn't have pop in the house, but there's always been a maid. And so as I grew up, I was like, man, I always craved this sweet liquid. So I started doing the iced teas, hibiscus, things like that. Every once in a while, I get those little concentrated squirts to spruce them up, but then those can make it very, very sweet. So I'm going to be looking for things like this now, because this will definitely be able to spruce up those iced teas, the waters, you name it.
Exactly. In the chef world, we know that chefs have been thinking about food waste a lot. Mm. We know if you go into a restaurant and it says house-made croutons, most likely the chef had too much bread the day before, so they're thinking about how to rescue instead of waste what they're using in their kitchens. But this is another solution, because chefs deal with farmers and suppliers who have this problem of food waste. Yeah. So we're providing a vehicle to using that food waste, giving money back to the farmer who otherwise would not be paid for that produce.
Well, not just and we're going at this from the the sustainability angle, but every restaurant is dealing with higher costs of food, higher costs of everything. So reducing waste is helping their bottom line.
Totally.
Yeah.
But these powders and purees can also be used in other aspects of innovation. Pet and animal nutrition. We could put it in fertilizer. The beauty industry for healthy cosmetics from rescued fruits or vegetables that are good for you. It can go into packaging, in textiles. Yeah. We know that mango powder is used for making vegan leather.
Huh. It's funny because one of my two Labradoodles, one of them has a bit of a sweet tooth. You should see her jelly bean dance. It's hilarious. She just dances on the carpet, and so putting a little bit of this powder on top of her food would probably be a lot better than the odd jelly bean.
Probably a lot better.
Yeah,
probably.
And we put that dental powder on top as well, so you can spruce that up, and very cool.
Exactly. So here comes Alex and Mariam. Can Mariam describe for us?
Yeah, because she already did a great job. If you want to go through that one more time, we'll get you close to the mic. Describe exactly how you use all of this product in every aspect of this.
Yeah, so the groovy guava powder is in the cone. Yeah. It gives it that little bit of an orange color, and if you actually smell it, it smells a little fruity. Yeah, and then the ice cream base, it has the mango tango puree in it, and then the same with the coulis. Yeah. And then the little mochi garnish on top has the berry braise powder.
Amazing. All right, let's go in. Cheers.
Absolutely. Cheers.
Hey, did you get one?
It's vibrant, it's fresh, it's refreshing at the same time.
Not too sweet.
Well, it has a natural taste to it.
Right.
I can actually taste the natural sugars rather than just banana flavored sugar.
Exactly.
Or mango flavored sugar.
So awesome. Again, we don't add anything. There's no additional sugars in there. It's just the natural fruits and vegetables that we've rescued.
Even the same with the ice cream, actually. There's only a small percentage of maple syrup in there, but otherwise no other sweeteners than just the puree and other fruits inside.
Well, I'm from the maple syrup capital of Ontario, so I appreciate that. That's how I sweeten a lot of things in my house.
Wonderful. I'm glad you like it.
Enjoy.
See, I just want to drink and eat all of these, but we have to do an interview in the middle, so this has been great. So what's, I don't know, do you have any more ideas up your sleeve now that you've been...
Yeah, I actually did a hot sauce with the berry breeze powder as well that I served at the event 2 days ago. And that was really tasty as well.
Berry breeze hot sauce.
Hot sauce, yeah.
A lot of great innovations in hot sauce.
Yeah, I love hot sauce.
Right? That's awesome. One thing I've actually appreciated about hot sauce, I didn't have a lot growing up, but I realized you have to be able to, deal with that base level of spice before you can actually appreciate the flavors. Mm-hmm. And that's something that this berry powder actually might help smooth that out so you can get to those flavors of the hot sauce.
Yeah, it brings out the fruity flavors that's in the peppers already, and then it adds sweetness without having to add so much sugar.
Right, so it becomes more flavorful, not just heat.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's amazing.
So glad you like them.
I do. I mean, and I was a pretty picky eater growing up too, and so I haven't really run into anything that I've not eaten yet. So this is great.
That's good.
So then, how do any restaurants interested in getting involved, or even farms, how do they get in touch? How do they interact with you guys?
Absolutely. Have them reach out to me at Trendi. Mm-hmm. It's Christine at Trendi.com. Happy to put them in touch with any of our departments to help them. Certainly farmers, we'd love to talk to them to see how we can provide a solution for their otherwise wasted fruits and vegetables. Mm-hmm. Any manufacturers or product development teams or product development chefs, let's do an ideation test. Let's talk about what's possible. Let's see if they can think about what to do with the powders and the purees. Work it into the product development pipeline. Certainly in the chef world, my gosh, we're coming into spring and summer. Give me a call. reach out to me and talk about how these powders and purees can help their beverage programs for the summer, their smoothie programs for the summer. I had a chef yesterday who said, I want to put it in my slushie machine. Great.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that. Anything is possible. It's really important that the industry comes together to talk about food waste and to talk about the solutions for the food waste as we go forward. And we're going to get there when we all work together. I'm putting together industry roundtables and advisory groups. I'd love to hear from any chef who wants to contribute and be part of it.
Because it's so hard to pair like sustainability and sustainable practices with either great tasting stuff or something that can still be profitable.
Exactly.
Right? And so it looks like you guys have found a way to not sacrifice the taste, the flavor, while still being able to contribute to something like sustainability.
Well, the industry knows me for my tagline, which is taste, taste, taste.
Yeah.
And we're not making paper clips, we're making food.
Yeah.
So it has to taste great, and we're doing something good for the future of the food.
And it sounds like every restaurant could benefit from talking to you guys at some point, because I get like, they don't know what they don't know, and we just talked about all the technology that you guys use to process this that they may or may not even know exists. I mean,
exactly.
You've just created these dishes that you probably never would have thought of creating before these were introduced, right? Or at least
the great thing about having both the powder version and the puree version is it gives you the opportunity to not add that extra hydration depending on what you need in a recipe. So for example, like the mochi or the tuile cookie that makes the cone, you don't want that extra moisture to get the right texture. So using a powder instead of puree is perfect, whereas like in the industry, there's usually just purees.
That cone was so good, by the way, with that chewy waffle type cone. So good. So
Why we had to bring her with us.
That's
right.
right.
Hey, yeah. Good call. Good call. Yeah. They're paying you really well for this, right? Or when you sign your contract, this is how you need to. Very cool. So anybody, they can get in contact with you.
Yes.
Both on the supply side as well as the restaurant side.
Exactly.
And it's like I said, it's a great time to do it. We're going into a busy season, so this is exactly when we want to make sure we can set up programs for the summer. This has been great. Like, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for cooking these great tasty treats. I loved it. Alex, thanks for breaking down all the powders and sauces that you guys have, and thanks for coming on the show. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for the invitation.
All right. Good to go.